Welcome into the program, everybody. Really? How about that?
How about that?
What has gone on here? Well, somebody's been playing with the buttons, Scott.
Clearly, either that or you really need to see the nurse, I think. Yeah.
I can't find the button. You have got to be kidding me. Well, somebody has definitely messed with it. Was anybody here in the studio?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
Hello? Hello?
Testing.
Hello? All right, let me see if there's another one.
Hello?
That's it. Stop. That's it. Yeah.
I'm just going to go ahead and tell you, I didn't know there were buttons that far back that did anything.
That was the Darth Vader synthesized.
Yeah.
That's
Golly, bum. That is crazy. But welcome into the program. It is a beautiful day. I am so glad I'm back. It is Monday, the 8th day of June in the year of our Lord 2026. I hope y'all had a wonderful week. I'm sure that Big Sky Mountain Mosley and April Marie had a wonderful, wonderful time.
It was a big week.
A big week. Y'all just talked and it was fantastic.
Oh man, all kind of. I had a circus in here on Thursday. She was here on Thursday.
Oh, she came to the studio.
Yes, and brought her friends, and it's like, I'm here. Usually, I'm here all alone,
and you think you want somebody to be there, and then when everybody shows up, you're like,
yeah. And I thought we need more padding in this room because, man.
Well, I sent her a text and thanked her for doing the show, and I appreciate you doing it, Sky. And know y'all had a good time. I know it's tough when I'm here to get a word in edgewise, but I know that y'all probably had conversation, and it was outstanding, and the whole 9 yards. But
we had a good time. You were missed, but
I'm sure.
I have to say that.
That was a nice thing to say.
But we trudged on. We got through it.
Well, y'all had a big week. So what? I mean, I avoided the news as much as possible. My phone just pretty much stayed over there. There were times I went hours and hours and hours without even holding a phone. And
man,
so I wasn't fully up to speed, but it looked like there was some interesting stories and things to talk about last week.
There were, and we had Brian Dawson in on Thursday. He was in studio.
Oh, was he?
With Catherine Robinson.
Oh, really? Really?
Yeah, Attorney General candidate, and
well, that's good.
That got pretty interesting, real quick.
Did he ask some straight questions about, hey, where's all this money coming from out of state?
Well, Brian.
Well, I know Brian. Yeah, very well. Like I mean, that is one of the big questions of that campaign.
Right. It got pretty interesting. And
really?
Of course, Catherine's a ball of fire.
Oh, and I say I've known Catherine for years. I knew Catherine way back when I was in the legislature.
Wow.
When I think she was working for Luther Strange at the time, I think. And so she goes way back in that office. But, I was kind of surprised that their campaign did not reach out to us even in the primary. But, hey, look, I am not one of those folks that goes out looking for all them. If they want to be on the show, then great. And then if the other, the opponent wants to be on the show, great as well.
Yeah, I understand.
And I look at all these questions. People are like, well, why would you ask the touchy question when we get around to it? I want to give people the opportunity, because of my experiences, to explain their side of the story. Because what happens in these campaigns, someone comes along and says, I can't believe it, Scott. He was off stealing rocks from the Martians in 1974. We know he was. And you're like, what are you even talking about? And there's all these ads come out and all this stuff, and the rumor mill's rolling. And I asked the questions about the controversial stuff, just like I would Catherine or Mitchell or whoever. And people are like, why would you bring that up? That's the negative hit piece that's not true. Well, I want them to have the opportunity to explain to me how it's not true.
Maybe that's why they don't want to come on the show with you.
Maybe, and I'm not even out to get them. If you have a good reason for, hey, this is what really happened, okay, good. I want to hear about it. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
And I do think that we as Americans, we as human beings, we kind of gravitate to the negative, and then we don't want to hear we really like the negative sometimes.
Yeah.
And we don't want to hear. A great example, did y'all talk any at all? The one thing that I did find out that was going on was the interesting stuff from the U.S. Senate race. The Barrymore, Jared Hudson
yeah.
thing, where they were trying to say that Barrymore was stolen valor or something, misrepresented. Was that a big story?
As a matter of fact, we had Barrymore on the show Thursday. Call into the show on Thursday, and that
and explain that.
Yes.
And what did he say? I can tell you what my feeling on it is, but I didn't get to hear that. But I will tell you this:
he was not too amused.
I'll tell you this: your humble host was contacted last week. I don't know where I was on the list of, hey, here's a story you might want to know about, but my feeling was it was very early, and I was like, well, I won't be back in the studio till Monday.
Yeah.
And I'll be sure to, we'll deal with that. But you know what I did say to the person, and the person who contacted me, how do I say, is a friend who I've known for a very, very long time, who is a military guy. And I said to him, what y'all are saying is, now here's what I think happened. I don't think my friend was told the whole story either, because what he relayed to me is not what I have since seen since I got back. And I'm like, if y'all are going to say, if the Hudson campaign is going to say this stuff, then y'all need to be very, very sure. Now, I know it's not the, quote, Hudson campaign, but it's the people supporting the Hudson campaign.
Yeah, that's how it works. That's how they.
Oh, that's absolutely how.
It's the Katie Britt strategy. Apparently.
Yes.
Politics is heating up.
Whose people are, some of those PACs are the same PACs that were her PACs.
Yes. So
it's the same people. And my take on it is, and I want you to explain to me, Sky, what was said, and I can tell you what I did know. So earlier I contacted somebody else that has a strong military background, who you're gonna love this, who said that he has some material that was made for him as a gift, and it has his rank wrong on it, that was given to him. And it was given to him and because someone looked and said, this is what your grade was. And I don't understand all that because I wasn't in the military. Whatever E5s and 6s, and you get this pay grade, and the pay grade is generally associated with a rank. So people automatically look at the pay grade and say, well, that must be your rank. And that to me looks like what has occurred a little bit in the Moore thing. And this person said, if that's the best they've got against a sitting member of Congress who has a excellent conservative voting record, then they have nothing.
Yeah, but it's that time of year when every little thing is blown up into some kind of a...
And then I have other friends who happen to be supporting that campaign who are just like, I can't believe, how dare, it's awful, it's terrible. And I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. Why are we losing our minds and acting like this is the worst thing that's ever happened when it doesn't sound like it is?
Politics. It's a tough game.
It's a tough game.
Dirty,
it really,
tough
really
game.
is. Why when people do reach out to this show, they should reach out to this show when they have a story to tell.
Right.
When they can say, hey, here, you give me 5 minutes, I'll explain it to you, and it'll all be good. But those little 10-second, 15-second, 30-second attack ads, stolen, blah, 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 that is, that's low down.
Indeed.
We got to take a break. Lots of stuff to do. You don't want to miss it. We will be right back.
Scott Beason, president of ARP, Alabama Recovering Politicians.
Welcome back in, everybody. So let's finish up that thing about this, the whole Jared Hudson, Barry Moore race and all the things that I missed last week. I have no idea. I don't know. Either one of those campaigns, I know that they all monitor what we do here. So if y'all want to come on, but both of you, either one of you, want to come on and explain, long form radio. So we'll get a feel for who you are and what you're really about, and ask questions and the questions that are, that are being put forward from the other campaign. You'll get your chance to slap away the accusations from another campaign if you want to do that. If you don't want to do that, fine. But there is an open opportunity here to do that and get the story straight so that people can know. Because there's nothing I dislike more when it comes to politics, especially here in the state of Alabama. I've always said Alabamians vote really well based on the facts and the information they are given. But we are lied to so much that's when we usually make bad decisions. So y'all all have the opportunities. I wish I could come on here and tell you that I know the answers. We're dependent on what their campaigns say. I've about had all the ads on social media I can stand from at least one of the campaigns. But and then also I know, I was telling Sky during the break, I know all the ins and outs and the wherefores and the whys, and there are things that bother me about this race that probably won't bother regular people, because regular people don't think about these things. But I know how hard it is to raise money. I'll tell you this story, Sky. I don't know if anybody's waiting on the phones. I can't see that. I need to raise it up. But we can go ahead and take one in a second.
Go ahead, man. I'll
okay.
Check.
So I do know this. I know that I've been told straight to me, and Sky, you're coming through on me. Hold on, let me see if I can turn this down for y'all. I've been told straight out that I love what you do, Scott. I support you. I think you'd be great in this office, but I need somebody who will do what I tell them to do. I've been told that directly. I don't want to give too much information. Somebody might be able to figure out, when it was, what the campaign was, who the people were. But I've run against a lot of different people through the years. But when folks tell you, hey, I need the guy, I need the girl who will do what I tell them, and then you turn around and you see how much money gets contributed to the person that will quote unquote do what they're told, it's troubling. It is. And that's not always the case. I mean, there are people who are able to raise money who seem to be pretty independent. But there are times when you just have to ask yourself, why is this happening? How is this working this way? And that's a fair question that people should ask during all these campaigns. And we've brought up the question here, and I'm sure y'all talked about it some last week. How is it, and it happens to us all the time in Alabama, that multiple people, multiple candidates, you take their names, you take a list, okay, get your piece of paper out there, draw your line down the middle, and you don't write down the name on the first column, and you don't write down the name on the second column, but then you go and you say, okay, are they pro Second Amendment? Check. Are they pro life? Check. Are they pro family, nuclear family? Check. Or do they have problems with all the trans LGBTQ agenda? Yes, check. And you go down this whole list, and both columns look exactly the same. They're all fighters. They're all for God and country. They all love America. They're all conservative. They're all going to fight against Joe Biden. They all love Trump. They're all check. And I ask the same question. I'm waiting for somebody to answer me. If both candidates or all the candidates believe exactly the same thing, they're basically the same person, why is anybody spending campaign money in that race? Why are people donating millions and millions of dollars in that race if they're the same? What I want to ask people is, hey, why are the people who are giving you, ask them all, why are the people who are giving you millions of dollars giving you millions of dollars if you're the same as the other person? And everybody gets upset when I ask them, like I said, I don't do very many interviews, but if you ask them, what makes you different than the other person, you usually get some sort of a glitch happens because they don't necessarily know either. Now, I'm smart enough to know, y'all are smart enough to know that there are a bunch of people who are lying so that their list looks exactly like someone else's list. And that's what we've got to try to figure out. And I can't tell you that I always know. I have helped some people win against the establishment that turned out to be rock stars. Okay? I've helped some people win against the establishment that within 2 years they were the establishment.
Ouch.
It's hard to tell. I've told y'all my test. It used to be a secret, but since I'm not going to be involved in politics anymore, the test really, the 100% test, Sky, was you having dinner with them, you're trying to figure out which candidates you might support, and you sometime during the dinner you might get talking about your principles, your beliefs, that kind of stuff, and I would say something along the lines, now, you wouldn't consider yourself, I have my face all squinched up, you wouldn't consider yourself one of those like right-wing Christian fundamentalists, would you? Like just with derision dripping from my voice.
See if they'll tell you what they think you want to hear.
And if they immediately well, yeah. If the ones who said, well, yeah, or yes, or absolutely yes, who did not mind labeling themselves something at the time that was considered kind of, oh, you must be crazy. Those were the men and the women who were solid when they served in the legislature.
I get it. That's a good test because also they think that you want to hear, no, absolutely not.
That's exactly right. And they were willing to say, well, yeah, some people would probably call me that. Because what is that really? You have principles and you expect to answer to God for those principles and your actions.
You love God, you love your country.
Yes, that's exactly right.
Horrible.
Everybody that I gave a pass because they're like, well, hey, well, yeah, maybe. Depending on how strongly they agreed or disagreed was how quickly they fell off the wagon.
How about that?
Every single time. It was 100%, Sky. 100%. We got to take another break, then we're going to get out to some of your phone calls. Man, it's going to be good to be back and hear from y'all. We'll be right back.
Scott Beason, president of ARP, Alabama Recovering Politicians.
Welcome back in, everybody. This is Alabama Unfiltered Radio. Thank you for listening. Don't forget you can go check us out over at YouTube. Yes, the camera was off to the side. Everything has been adjusted, but at least it doesn't sound
like this, like it did at the very beginning of the show.
Yeah.
Where is Democrat Dale still up?
He bailed.
I would love to hear
his opinion too.
Maybe he'll be able to call back because Democrat Dale is genuinely a Democrat. Okay.
Yes, I'm aware of that.
He is very bothered by some of the things that Democrats are for. But if anybody knows what is going on, if there's any
some
activity, yes, he has insight. So Democrat Dale, if you have a chance, give us a call back. Let's go back out to Red Top. Red Top, welcome to the program.
Hey, what's happening, guys?
Hey, Red Top. Hey, the pier, the dock that you painted from the pontoon boat, is it kind of a grayish blue color?
Now, believe it or not.
Is it a grayish blue color, almost at the end of the road where you turn to get back on 231?
Yeah, you better believe it. That's where I'm standing right now at this house.
When I drove by on Saturday, I said that has got to be the dock that Red Top was painting.
Yes, you found it, buddy. Looks good, doesn't it?
It does look good, yeah. And the pontoon boat was still parked on the other side of it when I drove by.
Sure enough, and I tell you, there's some big old fish in that pond. I ain't sticking my hand down in that thing.
That'd have been great. The only thing that would have been better if I'd have seen you out there doing something when I went by. But it's what, 2 or 3 lots from the turn where the gas stations are.
Yeah, big lots.
Oh yeah, they're not normal lots. They're big. Yes.
Yes, this place is 24 acres here.
Yep.
And I'll have to say one thing. Reed Ingram is my good luck charm. Do you know why?
No, tell me why.
And Scott, I did not know Reed was in the studio the other day when we were talking about the Grateful Dead and smoking pot at all the concerts. That's one thing we were talking about. And now I remember Reed's voice in the back, but he said something in the end. But what happened was, every time I get around Reed Ingram, I win something. As it is, when they used to give the $60 gift certificate, I won it 5 times.
Oh, really?
And, yes, I did, and I do believe Reed just got sick of giving the prize to me every time, so he quit.
So he quit doing okay.
After 5 times, people were too damn dumb to call in and leave their name. So I would do it. I said, well, I think people too stupid to do it. I'm going to go get me another $60 gift certificate.
There you go.
So I'd be damned Friday, while Reed was there, I'd bring up the ticket and showed up if I didn't win 2 tickets to see the debate tonight.
Well, fantastic.
How about that?
What time is the debate? It's down there where y'all are, right?
Doors open at 4. Debate. The fun starts at 6. That's at the Impact, downtown Montgomery.
Okay. Yeah.
Should be a good time.
So, this will be the first political debate I've ever been to, so I appreciate it, guys.
Well,
that's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, I hope they let the audience ask questions. I know Red Top's going to jump up and let them have it.
I am. I got one, especially for the Attorney General candidate. I say, who's got the guts to sue Georgia for polluting the Coosa River? Let's have it. Let's get it on.
That's a good point.
Nobody in this state gives a damn about water quality anymore, and that does not make me happy because we have all kinds of environmental agencies that get paid to do that job, don't we?
Yeah, we've not done a good job when it comes to environmental issues in this state. Maybe forever.
No. Since the 90s, it's gone down.
You think it's even worse since the 90s?
Well, that's when Georgia was built. Nobody monitored all those forever chemicals, the PFOAs that came straight down the Coosa River to Lake Jordan. Yeah. Lake Jordan's water is worthless now. This is as dangerous as a superfund. We need an EPA superfund in this place. But if I got a chance to ask a question, I know that would be obtuse, and that'd probably be right what you expected, wouldn't it?
Maybe, but it's still. I'd still like to hear the answer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now let me talk very quickly. This will explain a lot of stuff in Lebanon. This is the wackiest government on the planet. In Lebanon, they have their constitution requires the president be Marian Catholic. The Speaker of the House is Sunni Muslim.
Okay.
And the Vice President is Shia Muslim. That's in their constitution.
Well, it sounds like they tried to divide up power among the groups
religion.
represented. Yeah.
And that happened in the 90s. The country of Lebanon has not had a census since 1939. It's been a complete mess ever since. And by the way, the Marian Catholics, named after Saint Marian, was established in the 4th century A.D. They've been around a long time.
You know, I'm going to give Lebanon credit. They did a fantastic job of protecting the Christian historical sites in the country of Lebanon for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. So I will give them that much credit.
But you see, after all the trouble in the 90s when Hezbollah and Hamas, well, Hezbollah pretty much took over the country's military.
Yeah.
That is no longer. Most of the Catholics and Christians have left Jordan, but somehow they still maintain the presidency. This is why we can't get the Lebanese army to participate. And if you're going to divide your government amongst the religions, this is a formula for disaster, isn't it?
Well, I'll just go ahead and tell you, Lebanon. Golly, Red Top, it's Monday, man. Lebanon marched towards disaster because they thought that tolerance and inclusion and being sweet and kind was going to work out for them in the long run, and it has not.
Now, you have seen the news this morning about the Houthis now trying to close the Red Sea.
I have not, but that doesn't surprise me.
Yes. Now they're trying to close what would be equal to the Straits of Hormuz at the Red Sea, and then everybody's getting together. The three proxies, which would be is the Houthis in Yemen, I do believe.
I think so.
And in Lebanon, and of course at the Straits of Hormuz, they're all cooperating now with attacks to not only cut off 10% of the world, 12% of the world's oil, but 20%. They get the Red Sea closed, and Israel is fighting back.
Yeah, if you close that, you close the Suez Canal, and then you got problems.
Suez Canal's a target too, man.
Yeah.
These people are beyond belief. We can't have people who use God as an excuse for destroying the world. They don't care. The problem is they don't care about money, man. They're there with actual, their twisted morals are their priorities. Wouldn't it be nice if our morals were our priorities?
It'd be interesting. Hey, we got to take a break, Red Top. I appreciate you, buddy. Thank you.
Enjoy the debate tonight.
Democrat Dale's going to stick with us through the break? Or do I need to go to him now? Okay, well, let's take that break, and then we'll be back to Democrat Dale, give us some insights. We'll be back.
Scott Beason, president of ARP, Alabama Recovering.
Welcome back in, everybody. Let's get right out to your phone calls. Democrat Dale is back with us. Dale, how are you, buddy? Good morning to you.
I've been blessed as always. Thank you for taking my call. Appreciate it. Sky's always really nice on the phone and very optimistic. I kind of wonder what's wrong with him to start out with.
Yeah.
He's not always optimistic with me. He's just very nice to y'all.
That's
no,
right.
Just kidding. He's a very positive influence. I appreciate him tremendously.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Bill.
So on y'all Senate race, I watched from a distance, and I watched on the last one how the Washington group come in and really kick Mike Durant around, who appeared to be a good guy. And I guess the question on this one is, one, I'm starting to see ads on my YouTube I watch at night that which one is Jared Hudson's a Democrat, and I kind of find that hilarious. Neither one of them's had anything to do with our party. And then the other thing I was wondering is that I kind of expected Steve Marshall and the other guy, Barry Moore, to be in the runoff. I guess with Steve Marshall, too many people actually knew what an ass he was and why he lost. But what I didn't understand is on Jared Hudson as a blue-collar person, how did he make it that far in y'all's race? Was it that they didn't take him serious? And then how much longer before the Washington money does to him what they did to Durant, that he never was in the military, that he beats women, sacrifices kids? I mean, is that going to be coming out before the primary? And I was just wondering about your thoughts on that.
It's an interesting thing because it was Washington money that actually raised his profile to make him make the runoff. So the question is, what was the purpose of that? Now, it could be he's a great guy and is going to do awesome, and Washington money came in to do that. But as you well know, there's a lot of working behind the scenes when you're talking about United States Senate races. And I think the current U.S. Senator, not the one running for governor, is heavily involved in the races. So I don't know where all that's going to fall, but I don't think he's going to get the Mike Durant treatment. Durant, in my opinion, was now look, this is just my opinion, Democrat Dale, but I think Mike Durant was a good guy, or is a good guy, was a solid guy, solid patriot, with every good intention. He floated out that he thought about running for the United States Senate, or maybe someone said, hey, have you ever thought about it? And his purpose, not in his mind, but in Washington's mind, was to tear down Mo Brooks so that someone else could win the United States Senate seat other than Mo Brooks. I don't think Durant knew that, and once his usefulness had been played out, it was time for him to go. And I think that's what happened. I don't see it happening the same way this time. I've always wondered if Washington, D.C. was going to let Barry Moore become a U.S. Senator, since he's a Freedom Caucus guy. And Washington's not very fond of the Freedom Caucus guys. So you just have to take those, why would Washington weigh in for anybody in that race, since all three of them, Steve Marshall, Hudson, and Moore, basically say they all believe the same things? Why would anybody support any of them when you're going to get think you're going to get the same guy? Do what?
Well, both parties want somebody who's ultimately going to vote yes their way without ever thinking or asking questions or doing anything. Right? It appears to me that they would want the in crowd in Washington, like they did with Katie Britt, wants just to get whoever they know is going to come in and not ask questions, not have investigations, not look at fiscal budgets, just vote yes to whatever they're told. But I didn't know. So which Washington group is supporting who in that Senate race on y'all side? Is there a divide on the Trump McConnell group, or is there a clear division on which group is supporting who?
The only thing that tells me anything is that one of the big PACs that was supporting Jared Hudson over the last couple of weeks, right before the primary, was one of the same PACs that supported Katie Britt. That's as far as I know. And then you got the Trump endorsement is for Moore. but I haven't looked at it beyond that. That's all I can tell from a cursory look. But Democrat Dale, you can vouch for people and tell me if you agree that you would probably never get national Democrat money, just like I would never get national Republican money, because you said it right. Those folks want people who will toe the line. And you and I could toe the line 80% of the time, but 80% of the time's not good enough for them. And being willing to say, no, I'm not doing that. I don't care if y'all are all for that. Will get you disqualified.
Oh, when you started asking questions and started wanting to worry about budgets and people at large in Alabama, you've seen what they did to you. So obviously it's going to happen to either one of these. But I didn't know who is and I'll get off the phone after this. Who is the group that's putting out that Jared Hudson is a closet Democrat? Who at the Freedom Caucus? Who are they?
I don't know. I have seen. That's a good question, because I've seen more stuff on social media from his campaign and his supporters saying, "Oh my gosh, we're being lied about," than I have of the actual ads. So I haven't been able to write down the name of the group with the actual ads. I do think I wouldn't be. They're spending their own money saying, "Hey, these people are telling fibs about us," more than the actual ad is having an impact.
Yeah, I don't know who's that part. I just see on my YouTube now. Every time I try to watch one of my YouTube channels, it comes out that he's a Democrat, and I think that it's hilarious to say that either one of these has anything to do with the Democrat Party.
Yeah.
Now, we have had, and I'll let you go on this, we have had in the past in Alabama people come over and say, look, it's going to be a Republican candidate. I am the least of both the evils. Why don't y'all, help me out?
Uh-huh.
We have had that in the past. I don't know how that went, but not in this race. Well, the last thing, too, my boy got married, and he asked me for a little advice on women, and I told him, one, figure out you're a dumbass, but number two, that when he could tell me why that we have a round pizza in a square box that we eat in triangles, and when he can figure that out, then he's figured women out.
That's pretty good.
That's actually good advice, Democrat Dale.
I really appreciate y'all's time. Hey, I appreciate what y'all do. I had never once thought that y'all were not fair. Obviously, y'all are to do the Republican way, but y'all are one of the few places where people can actually come on and get a fair shake, not get treated like crap. And I just wish that you had an 8 o'clock show on the national news that we could watch every night, because y'all do fantastic work. And I appreciate you guys.
Hey, thanks, Democrat Dale. We appreciate you, man. God bless you. And we got to take a break. More callers coming up on the other side. We'll be right back.
Alabama Unfiltered Radio with Scott Beason.
Scott Beason, president of ARP, Alabama Recovering Politicians.
Alabama Unfiltered Radio with Scott Beason.
Welcome in, everybody. This is Alabama Unfiltered Radio. We appreciate you listening to the show. Let's get out to your phone calls as quick as we can. John from Wetumpka, welcome in. Hope you're doing well. Happy Monday to you.
Yeah, happy Monday to you. Listen, you had some great shows. Glad to have you back. But we had some great shows last week.
Well, I appreciate that.
They did. I'm interested, though, in your litmus test. Please reword that again. I like it, and I think it has some validity to it for candidates. How they will be.
Yeah, so the question was really, it would be, you're having dinner or whatever, and now I say, now you wouldn't consider yourself one of those right-wing Christian fundamentalists, would you? And everyone,
that's the way you would.
Yep, and if everyone who pretty much said, well, yeah, I would. Those people were solid. Now, were they all the time? No, but they were solid. The people who were squishy on it, just a little squishy, but said, yeah, maybe you could, were good for a little while. Most of them fell off. And the ones who were just appalled, absolutely not, I'm not one of those, were almost awful from day one. And my theory is that being willing to say, yes, I believe these things, even if you don't like it, was a character trait that said these people will make their decisions based on principles. They have a real belief system, and they will stand for that belief system, even if it is not popular at the moment. And it just turned out to be a really good litmus test.
I would include in that it's also by God's providence that ultimately I've got to answer to God before anyone else.
Absolutely. There's no doubt about that. I agree with you, John from Wetumpka.
Yeah, I mean, I have the mantra, speak where the Bible speaks and be silent where the Bible is silent, and if that will govern your life, then you'll have a good life. And you have principles.
That's a good point. Very good point. But that was it. Is it scientifically proven? No. Is it based on my belief and what I observed? Yes. But it seems to me that, I've said it on the show before, John, that a lot of times people get elected. They've always been popular. They want to be Mr. or Miss Congeniality or the homecoming king or queen or whatever. They want to be popular. They get elected. They come up against a difficult vote. Maybe it's some social issue, abortion or something, and they vote their conscience, and they do right. They go home. Somebody chews them out at the ballpark. Somebody ignores them on purpose at church. They get shunned at Walmart, or somebody chews them out at Walmart, and then all of a sudden they come back and they spend the rest of their time trying to navigate, how do I not make half the people angry, and they ruin themselves. And that's what happens. That's why I generally support people who have already proven themselves to be solid, because it's a little bit of I don't want to say the devil I know, but if you've already proven you can be solid in office, you'll probably be solid as you move up. But I've seen a lot of people say all the right things and just and really in their heart want to do the right things. And as soon as people don't like them for doing the right things, they throw the right things away, trying to make those loud, squeaky wheels like them.
They've not had much negative in their life, and they don't know how to handle that. I think it's the problem. And I think a teacher could handle that well, because in my lifetime, I've had a lot of negative things thrown at me, especially from teenagers. So that wouldn't bother me. But, I think that's not necessarily going to make the best profession for politicians, but I do think that we can handle some negative things. A teacher that can handle negative can't handle the profession real well, in my mind.
No, I got you. That makes perfect sense. You got to have a tough skin, and not everyone has a tough skin.
So,
yeah.
Listen, I've enjoyed the show. Thank you.
Hey, thanks, John from Wetumpka. I appreciate it. Yeah, I was always one of those people, and I am again now. It bothers me if somebody's mad at me. Now, there was a time during my time in the legislature that I pretended or felt like I had developed dragon skin to the point where it was probably too much. So I'm like, I'm angry with you. I don't care. I was getting a little sassy with the I don't care.
Overcompensate
a little bit. But, the squeaky wheels and the left, they will just, how dare you? You're awful. It's, and you're like.
I could see that, particularly with people that run for political office, because obviously they do want to be liked. It is, after all, a popularity contest of votes.
It is.
And so when they first run into that adversity of opinion, I imagine it would sting a little bit.
Yeah, because
that's
usually,
where the courage of your convictions.
Right. The people who win are usually popular because people like them.
Right. And that gets to be addictive, I understand.
It is.
So,
and the first time they get home, and so they say, "Hey, how are you?" and the person just purposefully ignores them or won't shake their hand, they're like, "Oh my God! Oh my gosh!
Happened?
How do I make them happy?" Because the conservatives usually won't chew you out in Walmart. They usually are still nice to you at church, and they just hope you'll do right. But man, the people on the left, they are squeaky wheels, and they will let you know, and they will make you think everyone hates you. I can remember thinking, oh my gosh, everybody, my biggest election wins, I thought, man, everybody hates me, because the leftists were always telling me how hated I was. Regular people supported what I was doing.
That's one thing they're really good at.
They make it seem like everybody believes like they do.
Well, I was going to say making people miserable. That's good too.
They do that as well. Let's go out to we'll take them in order. James, welcome to the program. Happy Monday. I'm glad you called.
Well, Scott.
Hey, buddy.
Your program survived a whole week without you, man.
Can you believe that?
It is a stretch. Let's see. People with thick skin, teachers, politicians, school bus drivers.
Yes, that's big.
3 ain't bad, right, Scott?
No, exactly.
Yeah.
No, the only thick skin you got to have on a school bus is like thick skin on the back of your head when something comes flying up and hits you.
Well, I got a story there, but I won't tell it.
Okay.
So, the litmus test. Can we hear that again? Just kind of refresh my memory, okay?
You really want to hear it again?
He wants to set up a
I
judge.
do, because in case somebody didn't hear it, I got a little something I want to add to that.
Okay, all right. So in a nutshell, it was, hey, would you consider yourself one of these crazy right-wing Christian fundamentalists with like a lot of derision in your voice? Like, you don't consider yourself one of these right-wing Christian fundamentalists, do you? And everyone who said pretty quickly, yes, I am, turned out to be solid. And everyone who, kind of wanted to shuck and jive and dodge it a little bit and maybe not. I don't know if you consider that. I'm a Christian, but I'm not really right. I'm not really, all of those people turned out not to be solid.
Okay, so these right-wing fundamentalists, those would be those that understand there is no right to slaughter, henceforth I cannot vote for a Democrat candidate.
Mm-hmm.
Those that are running under that with a donkey behind their name, no right to slaughter, no same-sex marriage, which we instituted. I couldn't even tell you when that was. What was that? Over a decade ago?
Yeah. When did the court do that? Yeah, at least a decade ago.
Okay, and Gosh, there was a third point there, Scott. See, that's why I had you reiterate the litmus test, and then it slipped by me. Listening to me talk, it got away from me. That's pretty sad. You know
That happens to me every day, James.
No right to slaughter, no same-sex marriage, and and we shouldn't grab a hold to or gravitate to those who are attesting to the so-called it takes a village.
Yeah.
Okay. So what kind of village do they want? The one where they can slaughter the unborn, because that somehow falls under women's rights.
Yeah.
But
hey,
here's
we got to take a break, James. You want to hold over? Then we'll get back to all your phone calls.
We need grace with our truth, Scott. That was the last point.
Well, good point.
Grace with our truth. Not all one or the other.
You got it, James. Great points. We'll be right back.
Scott Beason, president of ARP, Alabama Recovering Politicians.
Alabama Unfiltered Radio with Scott Beason.
Welcome back in, everybody. This is Alabama Unfiltered Radio. I appreciate you listening to the show. I am back. Thank goodness. I'm super happy to be back. Let me remind y'all again, Sky, there's a big debate tonight in Montgomery. If you go to the 1819 News page, you have to go under events. And if you're like my computer with the reading list up, the events tab doesn't even show up at all. So you got to check events. But it is, what are the details on that tonight, Sky?
Details, Montgomery Performing Arts Center, or MPAC as we call it.
Is that downtown?
It is downtown next to the Renaissance Hotel.
The Renaissance.
Yes,
okay,
very fancy and sophisticated. Doors open at 4 p.m. The debates and all the fun begins at 6 p.m., and tickets are still available. So you want to get down there. It will be 3 offices, candidates in the runoff for Attorney General, Lieutenant Governor, and United States Senate. They'll all be there. Jeff Poore will be moderating. So
really,
that's exciting right there.
Well, somebody call Jeff and tell him to put the details for the debate on the front page at 1819 News instead of under events, because people need to know. Now, if y'all go down, I would advise people to go to that. You'll at least have an opportunity to see these people in person, get a feel for them, and hopefully the debate format will be such that you can actually get a little understanding.
Instead of these 15-second sound bites that are polished for television. You can
Yes. Hopefully you have a better chance. And when you go down there, if you see anybody, tell them that you heard about it on this program. And when you're telling them how much you appreciate 1819 News for doing this debate, it should be an interesting night. But if you can't find it, go to 1819 News and find the events tab across the top, and it will give you the details. How do you get the tickets? Does it say?
Well, tickets at this point, you
have to just go get them at the door.
You can go through Ticketmaster if you want to.
No, who wants to do that?
At this point, just go on downtown and go to the box
Try
office.
To get in. And if you don't, just go right there by the ballpark and eat and go back to the house.
Yeah,
it'd be nice.
Time.
Yeah, is there still a Dreamland down there? Is there?
There is.
Yeah, so you can go right there. They don't sponsor the show, but they should. Let's go out to a Raconteur.
Yes.
We're never going to say that right, or I'm not going to say it right. But welcome to the program. Hope you're well. Happy Monday to you.
Hey, happy Monday, gentlemen. I know we're talking local politics, but we've also reached a milestone in international politics. Today is 101 of the U.S.-Iraq war / negotiated pause / ceasefire / economic embargo / it's still a ceasefire because they're not firing at us / it's still a ceasefire even though they're firing at us and our allies are firing back.
Right.
Yeah. How's this Iranian thing going?
Yeah. I think it's time to end this. You know how the military has like a go or no go when they're about to start a mission?
Right.
I want to send a letter to the president, and I'm going to need your help because sometimes my southern accent messes things up. I'm trying to make it rhyme, so maybe it'll catch somebody's attention. Instead of go or no go, I want to make it glow or no glow.
Ooh, that's catchy.
In the pinch point there on the Iranian side of the Strait of Hormuz is a city called Bandar. I don't know if it's Abbas or Abbas, and that's where I get into trouble trying to rhyme.
Mm-hmm.
Because the line in the letter is Bandar Abbas, all sand, no grass. Just go ahead and nuke it and turn it all to glass.
You may have a talent there. Huh?
Oh, why are we fighting this fight again?
Good question, but see here. It's to get rid of the nuclear stuff. But see, if we nuke it and we nuke the nuclear side, it could be a huge economic boon for Iran, because then they could dig all that glass up and come out with a limited edition recreation of the radioactive red Fiesta ware that they used to sell in the 60s and 70s. You're familiar with that, right?
Sky is.
You're kind of warped, Raconteur, today. You know?
You're starting early on a Monday.
I like it, man. Yeah.
Well, there's a glass company called Fiesta Ware, and they used to sell vintage glass, and they had a shade called radioactive red that had uranium oxide in it, which gave it the red coloring, and it was literally radioactive. See, so Iran could just bring that back out, mine all that glass, sell it, make a fortune, pay off all their debts, and quit being mean.
Yeah, hey, let me ask a question to you, Rock on Tour. Do you think Iran was on the verge of... Now, maybe the definition of verge is different for maybe me and you in Alabama and the folks in Washington, D.C., but do you think after all these years they were just about to get a nuclear weapon and that's why we had to go in? I mean, I'm being serious. because I thought we had destroyed all their nuclear capabilities back at the end of last summer, and then all of a sudden in February, man, they're probably going to have it by Thursday.
Right. My divining wisdom with regards to what Iran says versus what is actually the truth, and I've been watching this for about 10, 15 years now. We're going back even to the Obama administration, when it would be like, okay, Obama, Iran's agreed to this, and then they come out, well, I can't believe they backtracked.
Yeah, there's some lying fools. There's no doubt about it.
Well, and they're also clever. If you go and look at the Tehran Times,
okay,
which is like their national newspaper, anything that they publish for public consumption is what they actually are saying. And a lot of times that doesn't line up with what our media tells us.
Okay.
Because they're not going to lie to their own people because of the religious connotation to that and how people would take that. Now, maybe they've reached a tipping point of no return now where they can just do whatever they want. But in times past, it's been at the place where if you look at what they're telling their people locally, it's usually pretty true. And if they're telling their people they're close to a nuclear weapon, then they probably were.
Yeah. I just remember Tulsi Gabbard. Y'all remember when she used to be, National Security, NSI? Is that it?
Yeah.
Whatever. Tulsi seemed to be one of the most honest people in the whole administration, maybe involved in national politics in a very, very long time. And at least her information, even though she's the head of the clearinghouse of all the intelligence agencies, was that they were not on the verge. And someone came along and said, no, all you American intelligence agencies are wrong. We know better. Now, I'm not going to make an accusation of who that was, but I just have this glitch in my stomach, and it clearly hasn't worked out as easily as somebody thought it was going to work out. So who told us this was going to work out so quickly?
Well, to answer a question with a question, we're talking about the same intelligence agencies that, almost 2 years later, can explain swarms of drones coming over the eastern seaboard of the United States night after night after night, and nobody knows who or what had them or owned them or where they came from.
That's a good point. Except I bet you they know where you drove today.
Well, let's not get into that.
Rock on tour. I appreciate you, brother. We got to take a break.
Scott Beason, president of ARP, Alabama Recovering Politicians.
Alabama Unfiltered Radio with Scott Beason.
People don't think that's the way it is, but it do.
But it be.
But it be, but it do.
Yep.
Which one did he actually say?
I understand it's but it be.
But it be.
But I'm going to check it.
I don't even remember.
Because it's important.
I look it up every so often. The Obergefell case, by the way, came out in 2015.
Okay. So
5-4 ruling. Just to go back in time, it was a 5-4 ruling. The ones who were opposed to it, John Roberts, of course, Scalia, and Thomas, and I think Alito. Was Alito there at the time? Chief Justice Roberts said that the Constitution does not freeze any particular definition of marriage, and the matter should be left to the voters and the state legislatures to decide.
Got it right.
Scalia argued that the ruling was a threat to American democracy, stating that the Supreme Court's decision to toss the court into the political arena stripped the people of their right to govern themselves on a deeply divisive social issue. Samuel Alito warned that the court's decision was a judicial overreach that would stifle debate. He argued that the traditional understanding of marriage was rooted in the biological connection between man, woman, and child, rather than the emotional commitment of adults, and that the court had no legal authority to alter that historical definition. Now, here's the funny part. Here's the four, that's the four, Robert, Scalia, Thomas, and Alito, and the 5 that gave us gay marriage. You want to hear them?
Yeah, I want to hear them.
Anthony Kennedy
their justification.
Was the leader, wrote the majority opinion. Ruth Bader Ginsburg, of course.
Yeah.
Stephen Breyer, of course. Sonia Sotomayor, and Elena Kagan.
Yeah.
And if you want to compare, if you want to do your first reading of legal documents, legal proceedings, court opinions, I would advise you read the Obergefell decision. And you will quickly see that the left makes its decisions based on feelings, what they want. Doesn't necessarily matter what the Constitution says. When in doubt, claim the 14th. Claim equal rights protections. Okay?
Yeah.
That's what you do.
It's an emotional ruling from
and
the
then
Supreme Court
when you
today.
read the argument from Roberts or Scalia, or especially Scalia and Thomas and Alito, you will go, holy moly, that actually makes sense.
That was deep, in depth, and it totally made sense.
It makes the argument.
And it makes a fair argument for the place of the court.
Yes.
And the Constitution.
Yes. Also following up, radioactive dishware. Says you can find some of this vintage Fiesta ware by going to the thrift store. It is a reddish orange and orange reddish plate. And it says if you take your Geiger counter, sometimes it'll help you find them.
Wow. That's a helpful hint.
Yeah. I can't tell if it's really bad for you. Here's somebody that has a whole set. Many vintage collectors disregard the radiation risk.
Of course they do.
You think radiation is really bad for you?
Man, in large doses, yes.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't that long ago we were in the atomic age.
Uh-huh.
And for
Well,
a
they're
while,
going to fix everything with radiation, weren't they?
Yeah, man, it's the atomic. Yeah, it's a brand new era. And they actually had marketed this shoe sizer, and they sold it to, national shoe chains to put in all their stores.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing was actually radioactive. And very, very dangerous. They also had a toy. I didn't have this one as a kid. All my toys were defective anyway. I don't know why, but it was an atomic scientist, and it actually had radioactive material in the toy. And you
Really?
could take it out. Yeah. So we're pretty slick in this country. Yeah.
Well, we probably have radioactive toys that come from China all the time now. We just
now
we just
that I think
pretend like
about
it
it.
didn't happen.
Yeah.
The radioactive shoe sizer was formerly known as a shoe-fitting fluoroscope.
There you go.
It had an X-ray machine. It was used from the 1920s through the 1970s.
Yeah. Get you a big old dose of radiation on
How
your
did
foot.
you? Did it have a screen that you could?
No.
Did a sheet of
No.
paper come out, or how did it?
I don't know how you got the results, but I know that there was no lead screening involved whatsoever. A big old dose of radiation.
Well,
yeah,
we do need some help getting our shoes sized right. You know what I'm saying? That little metal thing where they just slide it up and touch your toe and do the width. I don't know if that works. Because do they pay attention to it? You know what I'm saying? They put the little side one in, and maybe that works on dress shoes. But all you worry about is the length, and then you just get whatever tennis shoes out there, and it's 2 inches,
That's it.
2 centimeters too skinny, something like that. You were going to ask me earlier about the beach. We started the show.
We never talked about vacation.
Well,
after all this.
That's where we went. My family wanted to go to the beach, and we went to the beach, and they're
got a
all
little
big
sun.
beach people.
Yeah.
Look how brown I look. Even with my washed out YouTube, the lights are not appropriately placed in the studio. I'm still brown. Look at that. Look how brown I am.
Well, you got a little sun in your hair.
I'm a person. I'm not saying it. Not saying it.
Okay. Well, did you accomplish the beach-going vacation mission, which is the 3 big ones?
What?
Sunburnt, seasick, and broke.
Broke is accomplished.
Okay, got
Sunburn, not too bad. I was a little touchy.
Okay.
You know, like when you're tossing and turning in bed because you can't sleep, and if you scrub on the sheets and it hurts just a little. I got a little of that, but I don't even think I'm gonna peel.
Okay, well, you did good.
Yeah,
you got the right.
It was cloudy.
The amount.
It was cloudy part of the time, so it was a natural easing in to the. But I will tell you, I did not put 1 drop of sunscreen on this trip.
Good for you. Yeah, I hate that stuff.
Yeah. My family loves the beach. Everyone, all 3 of my children like the beach. My wife likes the beach. I was probably ready to come home after 3 days. I'm just not an extended vacation person. I mean, I miss y'all. I miss the show. I miss talking to people. I can do 3 or 4 days, but if somebody was like, hey, do you want off for a month? I'd probably lose my mind.
I need to inform you of something as a professional aloha kind of a beach dude.
Yeah.
It takes roughly 3 to 4 days to get into the beach vibe mode where you can relax and let it all go and drift away with Dobie Gray, man. Yeah.
Actually, that makes a little sense because by the time we got to maybe Wednesday or Thursday, I was much more, hey, and then I was sad when we came home. So maybe I started easing into that.
Yeah,
I didn't even know it.
Starting to get the results. It does. It seriously, in all seriousness, it does take about 3 days to really begin to absorb it all and let this other world go.
Okay, well,
that's
maybe
why
I need
take long
maybe next
vacations.
time I need to take the long vacation.
Shaka bra. Yeah. Don't be a Melvin, man. Get out there and, get you a kayak or a boogie board and,
And do something.
Yeah, get hurt. Do something.
We took a lot of walks. I'm going to tell you the best thing. We were at, I can't remember. I don't remember the names of all the beaches. I don't remember. Okay. It was. Yeah. I remember the road. It's that 30A, which is Rosemary Beach and Seaside, and I don't remember which one is on which end or whatever. But we were on probably the not coolest end. I don't know. But the best thing of the whole trip was this place sells this frozen ice kind of stuff, like Italian frozen ice, like the tiniest, best slushy thing that you had to eat with a spoon. And he said that the lemons came from Sicily.
Wow.
Oh, I was very bougie.
I know the name of that. I can't quite think
it's
of
a
it.
little, it's a little truck right there.
It's not gelato, but
it's like a freezy.
It's a variation of it. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, that was the best thing I had. So we got to take another break. We'll be right back.
To Alabama Unfiltered Radio with Scott Beason.
Welcome in, everybody. I'm back, and this is Alabama Unfiltered Radio, starting off the third half of the program. Thank you for listening. Sky, you have an announcement on the tickets y'all gave away last week?
Yes, we gave away 3 pairs for tonight's debate down at the Impact, and here's how it's going to go. We talked about having a text, and I hate all the complications, so here it is. If you want tickets, just go down, show up, go to the will call ticket window. And, tell them your name, show some ID. Bam, you're all
got
set.
it. It's always better to go to will call. I always thought that was cool, you know?
Yeah. And not only that, you feel kind of special, too.
Well, you do. That was the cool part. Now, it's not cool when you get there and they're like, we don't even, you're not on the list, whoever forgot. But you'll be on the list.
I have been assured that this has been taken care of.
All right. And they should call you if they're not on the list, right?
No. That's the problem with these giveaways. I'm always the guy that gets stuck. So my first question is when it comes up, okay, who's going to be responsible for delivering on the prize?
On the prize?
Yeah, because it always turns out.
The host always thinks it's a great idea, and then
the producer gets stuck
with the thing.
Yeah.
All right, let's do. Are we down to who's going to the College Baseball World Series yet? Did y'all do that?
Man. No, we've got brand new news in that. The Troy Trojans.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Mm-hmm. This is the beauty of baseball.
Don't they have what's his name? Gabe Ruth? Gabe, the kid that they're calling like Gabe Ruth or something like that?
It's just an incredible story. The Troy Trojans, they just made their first regional.
Mm-hmm.
Then they made their first super regional. And now they are going to the College World Series. They beat Florida in the Gainesville Regional.
Yes, it's crazy.
I know.
And then they beat Little Rock 12-2. Back Friday.
Well, they swept them 2 games. Best of 3 in the Super Regionals. So they're on their way. This could never happen in college football. Troy ain't beating the Florida Gators.
No.
They're not making the playoffs, first of all. They're not beating the
But baseball is one of those things which is funny to me, what I love about baseball, who was the team last year that did so well that wasn't East Carolina? Was it East Carolina? Auburn?
The Pirates.
Putting out. And I never have understood how a college recruiter figures out that this shortstop is better than that shortstop. And in baseball especially, there's a whole lot of who your daddy kind of stuff and who knows who. And so when a team like Troy makes the College World Series, I'm just ecstatic.
It's great, isn't it?
It really
beautiful
is.
Story. Talk about Cinderella.
It is fantastic. Now I haven't seen the pairings yet. Do they do something dumb like put them against the best team?
Surprisingly, even though the whole thing isn't settled yet, the 8 teams that are going to Omaha,
right?
Troy will be playing, I believe, number 17 West Virginia, who's a bit of a Cinderella themselves.
Yeah.
So we know that. Now, last night, Alabama was trying to win their second game, 2-0 against the Johnnies of St. John's, and I was watching the game, of course.
Okay.
And very exciting. Bama hit a grand slam in the bottom of the 7th to go up 7-2, and then the rains came.
So they got to finish the game?
Get this, 4.5 hour rain delay.
Okay.
Which is unheard of. You call the game after 2 hours, you know.
Right.
But so I figured incorrectly they're going to play. They're going to play ball. They've seen a break in the radar.
Okay.
And we're going to get the game in. 4.5 hours later, it was called, postponed until 11 a.m. today, so they should be underway, weather permitting, right now.
To finish the game.
7-2, top of the 8th. And this will close it up. Top
I
of
guess,
the 8th.
because you know what happened. If they called the game and gave it to Bama, all the baseball purists would say, oh, my gosh, it's not ever over till the last strike, the last out.
No, it's not.
I get it, but still.
No, you got to. But they should have called it earlier and
said we'll finish tomorrow.
Because I guarantee you, we're going to hear from the St. John's people why they kept them out so late in the rain. No.
Oh, you think that's what
the Bama players were out there throwing the football.
I saw St. John's players throwing the football.
Too. Yeah, they think they know something about football.
Well, look, if you come to play in Tuscaloosa and you don't go on some field and throw a football, you just aren't
you
right.
haven't had a trip.
Yeah, but you haven't gone to Tuscaloosa.
It's terrific.
So
But,
they're 6 outs away. So we could end up with Alabama and Troy in the College World Series.
Yeah, 1/4 of the whole field, Scott, is from this great state of Alabama.
And we almost could have had Auburn.
Almost.
God, wouldn't that have been great? I mean, that would have been great for 3 Alabama teams.
Yeah.
So then we would have started talking about how we're a baseball state.
I almost said that on Blue Water News. Not bad for a football state. Because at one time we had 4 in there. We had Alabama State in as well.
Yeah.
But they had to go up against Bama. So
yeah. Well, you know, they do that to some of the smaller schools. They send you, they've gotten to the point now where they'll try to send you to a regional, no matter what the sport is, if you're a smaller school for sure, to make it more affordable.
Right. Well, yes, it makes sense.
Because you can drive over instead of having to fly to Seattle or some kind of craziness.
It totally makes sense.
But that does make a lot of sense. So Alabama softball lost in what were they? Basically won the last 3. They won the first game, and then lost to Texas Tech, and then lost to Texas Tech again. And
ranked number 1.
Did you see the couple of plays? Like, I mean, I don't know any of these girls, but I thought the one ball could have been caught at the fence. Now I know it's one of those grab it over the fence, but did you see that play?
I'm familiar with it.
Yeah, I was like, man, what happened there? And then, but you know, it is what it is. But they were the number 1 team, and then lost Texas Tech.
Back to back.
And then Texas Tech loses to Texas. So Texas has won back-to-back national championships and they've been in like 3 or 4 of the last 5 national championships. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's a dynasty out there.
Yeah, it is.
How are they doing this?
So close. I don't know. Alabama I don't know what happened to them.
Well, looking forward to the World Series in Omaha with Troy in.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they make a run. You know how this works. It's, until you get beat, you stay in the winner's bracket.
Yes.
And if you can stay in that winner's bracket, you got a pretty good pathway to finish out. So maybe they can win that first game against West Virginia. We'll see where Bama, assuming they get these last 6 outs.
Surely they will.
They will. But we'll see where Bama gets seated. Hopefully they'll be on the other side of the bracket or continue at least until they wouldn't see each other until the showdown.
Do you have a way to keep up with this?
I'm not logged in. I had some problems with the debate tickets. I had to straighten that out. So
you got that. Why does Google, that you can keep up with football games easily on the internet? It'll give you scores. It'll give you who has the ball and on what yard line.
Yes.
But baseball and stuff, you can't.
You should have seen me last night. I've got other things to do besides sit here and watch. And so they put on this substitute program where I've been watching Bama and St. John's.
Okay.
So I'm waiting. All they've got is rain delay. So I'm going through the phone. Hey, what's going on? What's the latest? What's the update? Can't get any information.
Oh, of course not. You try to check out Twitter?
I don't twit.
You don't twit? Let me see if I can get the Twitter to get the little update here.
Yeah, see what's going on.
Alabama baseball, is that what we would do?
Yeah, latest update, Bama St. John's baseball.
I ain't typing all that stuff in. Alabama baseball. Let's see if somebody will give us the latest. Alabama's restarted the game. Follow along here. Okay, I'm following along. Let's see what happened.
Okay.
Guess what? Nothing.
It's over. Nothing.
Nothing.
Great.
Follow along here. Live game and weather updates. Bama Central. That is a crock. If you're going to do that, you know what? I don't feel quite as bad. No matter how many YouTube mess ups that we have, at least we're trying.
Yeah, make an effort.
Come on, people.
Maybe somebody can call, because it's on ESPN2, I believe. Call us up, give us an update. That number again, 272-9228 or 1-800-289-9228.
And just let us know. It looks like Bama is, well, you can't tell. This could be old. They did say it might be the longest 8th inning in baseball history.
No doubt. 4.5 hour rain delay. Call the game, umpire. Come on.
Let's take another break, and we do still have more fun stuff to do. We'll be back. Welcome back in, everybody. Apparently, Alabama has wrapped it up and is headed to the College World Series for the first time since, well, since last century.
99, yes, that's right. How about
Since 1999. So congratulations to Troy. Congratulations to the University of Alabama. And that'll be good. I may have to pay attention to some World Series this time.
So 2 of the 8 teams to make the College World Series are from the great state of Alabama.
That is big.
Not bad for a football state.
Not bad at all. Not bad at all. I don't know what we're better at. Basketball, football, baseball. That's pretty good.
It's a good question.
Didn't Auburn win golf or something?
Yes.
Just a
not
few
too long
days ago. Yeah. Wow. Let's go to the phones. Who's up first? Is that Carlos?
That is Carlos, man.
Carlos, ¿cómo está?
Well, my boy, what's going on, Beason?
Nah, not much, man. I'm just back from vacation, Carlos, and glad to be back.
This is Monday, so no Miss Ann Eubanks.
No, a couple more days, maybe Wednesday.
Okay, all y'all dum-dums out there that don't realize the election was stolen in 2020, let me share something with you. Dominion, okay, they counted the votes. This is a company not even owned by anyone in the United States of America. I mean, you tell me how that, no, surely they didn't steal the election. Couldn't have done that, man. You know?
Never.
I mean, come on. You know why people don't want to grab a hold of stuff like that? I tell you, because it's like this. Number one, they're brainwashed. Number two, if they really grabbed a hold of it, it might mean that they would have to do something. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's a good point.
Yeah. So
you're saying they would rather be ignorant than know the truth, and then it bother them at least, or make them feel like something needs to be done.
Well, exactly. And you touched on it right there. It was right there in between the words that you just spoke, like right between the lines. See, it's like this right here. It would shake them at their core if they really understood what was going on out there. So they would just rather be, like oblivious.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what that little stuff they used to see on the bathroom wall or in the hallway staircase when you was in college? It said, like, ignorance is bliss. Well, there you go. You remember that? That was right there with the little numbers that you used to pull off that said, oh, she'll type my paper for me,
What about the part like for a good time call? That was on...
Oh, no, we don't do stuff like that, man. I mean,
No, not from where you're from.
Okay. I'm trying to read my notes, man, because I got on my glasses. I'm trying to cook my liver. I mean, not my liver, but, like calf liver.
Mm-hmm.
I got it in my skillet, and it's starting to stick a little. But look, it's like this, right? Oh, and you want to see the wild situation? I tell you, and I hesitate to tell you this, but maybe like one Sunday after church, you and the wife and the little kiddies, you go to like Mountaintop in Adela,
mm-hmm.
and you will see why maybe we should have, put the wall up there or something,
Maybe.
Viva la Mexico.
Thanks, Carlos.
You guys have a nice day.
See ya.
You too.
I forgot to ask Carlos what he feels about the World Cup thing. That's big right now, right?
Oh yeah, we've got a game in Auburn tomorrow night.
That's like a special friendly game or something.
It's exhibition North America.
I heard they were saying that some of the World Cup teams, the European teams, are struggling with the heat.
Oh, that's too bad.
Imagine how it would be in August.
It's not even hot yet.
No, it's not even started good. They don't even know hot yet.
Man, they're never going to make it.
It's going to be bad.
Too soft. But we got a defending world champion Argentina versus Iceland.
Oh,
tomorrow at Jordan Hare Stadium. Wow.
That's how do you say beat down in Spanish?
You never know.
I don't know.
Just Iceland and soccer just
doesn't sound
things you
right.
don't think of.
No.
Right.
That you talk about somebody's going to have a hard time with the heat.
Yeah.
The Icelandic team. I wouldn't mind going to that. I bet you can't get tickets. I bet you the tickets are high as a kite for that game, even at Jordan Hare. Well,
I mean, it's plenty of room. So
you would think that they would. Any of y'all folks over at Auburn listening, Scott and I need a media pass or something.
Yeah.
Drive down for that. How long does a soccer game really take?
I think till somebody scores, which can take hours and hours.
And hours and hours and hours and hours. Is that that's the sport where they don't even have a clock, right? It just until somebody says, "Weep, it's time to stop."
Yeah, hopefully somebody will score eventually. And usually they have a tie game and then they go into a shootout.
Do they?
No. Soccer was invented by European ladies, so they'd have something to do while the men cook supper, I believe. Yeah. That's what I heard. I don't know.
I always said soccer was, the reason they don't have a clock is nobody had a watch, and they just played until somebody ran to town to the church or whatever, and that guy had a wall clock, and it was like, we're done. They run back out and blow the whistle.
Yeah, I don't mean to be disrespectful, but
no, that's a
we
great
have
game.
arms, we have hands.
Why not use them?
Why not use them?
For something.
It just doesn't make sense
Like
unless
a
it was
little
invented
time?
for people that were like quadriplegics or something.
I don't think that works either. No.
I'm probably going to shut up now for a little while.
Let's go. I would go see it. Sounds like an event. Let's go to.
That's great.
Who is this? St. James.
St. James. Yes.
St. James. Welcome to the program. Happy Monday to you.
Happy Monday to you too. What's going on?
It's another day in paradise, my friend. I'm glad to be back talking to y'all.
That's good. That's good. Listen, I was waiting on Clark to call in. I've been waiting on him for about a week and a half with my pen and paper, and I still have nothing to write down on it. He has no more proof. He has no more proof that Biden didn't win in 2020 than Trump had yesterday talking to Christian Welker on Meet the Press.
So you don't really think, St. James, that there was any funny business in 2020? You really now what he said was, some of the things he said was the whole Russia collusion, which was made up. That's a fact. That was made up, and that caused at least a percentage of Americans to say, "Hey, I can't vote for Trump. He's a Russian agent." That is a fact. Now, does that mean that we know for a fact that somebody put in too many ballots or voted illegally? No, but the press and the government lying to the American people in order to change the outcome of an election. Now that part is true, St. James. Surely you can agree to that part.
Okay, well, yes, let's do truth.
Yeah, but I see what you're saying. The thing about, I absolutely know that there were too many ballots counted in Fulton County. Now we do know that too, though. We know that it has been established that thousands of votes were incorrectly counted in Georgia. We know that now. So at least we can put that on the list now as well.
I guess so. I just
I get your feeling, because the mainstream media is never going to present it that way. The stories out of Georgia where they know there's the fraudulent votes, they just downplay that. So
well, also, that I don't know if it's factual or not, but it came out that there were Russian bots that helped that favored Trump in the election too, that could swing some votes.
Yeah, they were saying that some Russian money was used to buy some Facebook ads. There were. I don't remember how much the total amount of spending was, but I don't remember it being very high. But my also understanding was there were Russian bots that were also supporting Hillary Clinton, because their goal was not really to elect Donald Trump. I mean, heck, Hillary gave them all the greatest deals ever. That's how they own a big part of our, what was it, the uranium reserves was Hillary. I mean, they knew Hillary's deal. I mean, you could buy her and her husband.
Yeah, and I can't see why would Dominion, Smartmatic, whoever it was, I don't see how they're able to win a suit if they wasn't lied on. I don't understand that. But here's where I am.
Okay.
There's no way I could toe the line for one person like that.
Yeah.
Political, religious, I don't care what. If Martin Luther King was still alive, Jesse Jackson, whomever, a lot of people I look up to, Shamara Figures, or even Barack Obama.
Uh-huh.
If he's lying, I couldn't toe the line just because like that. There's no way I could do that. And believe every word he says, because he's who he is and who I believe to be telling the truth. when I deep down know it's a lie. Willful ignorance, I just don't have no part of.
That makes sense. So what do you think, St. James, about this program and what I do here? We got to take a break, but
you are. Hey, listen. If I had a percentage of a penny for every time you said the left or the libs,
yeah,
I would be multi-millionaire. God.
Well, so when I'm talking about the Marxists in this, can you hold on, because I want to have this conversation. We got to take a break, St. James. We got to make gobs and gobs of money over here, and we will be we'll be right back.
Scott Beason, president of ARP, Alabama Recovering Politician.
We are back. Let's get back out to St. James. St. James, I appreciate you calling. And you were saying before the break that if you had a penny for every time I said the left or something like that, you'd be a millionaire. I just want to find out, like, what would you, how would you make it better? Because our battle really is with folks on the left, in my opinion, Marxist, socialist. So how would I make it better? At least you don't think I'm just a cultist for the people on the right. I question our own leadership pretty strongly, I thought.
Sometimes you do, but majority of the times you in the cultist camp from your rhetoric. You really are.
Well, what would I
you never
be?
You never seem to speak about. It's always either or. You never speak about moderate, and you never speak about independence to a certain extent, maybe so. But that's what's going to decide the election, I believe.
Oh no, there's no doubt about it. The people in the middle who don't keep up a whole lot decide elections. That's why television advertising is so effective, and social media advertising is so effective, because really our leaders, I think you'll probably agree with me on this, our leaders are usually elected by people who don't keep up at all. They're the difference makers.
Exactly. That's true. I don't see how they do that, because politics affects your life more than Auburn and Alabama sports.
Yeah, I agree with you completely. And look, every once in a while there is. I've said this before, and then I got to take a phone call. But the left is not always wrong about what is wrong with America. Just they're usually wrong about how to make it right. I mean, I agree that we have problems, but most of what they're for, there's never been a time where it turned out right and fixed the problem.
Well, their extremism cost them the election. I agree. It's a lot of stupidity came out on the far left. I'm talking about the far left.
Yeah.
It came to all these binaries, these pronouns, and what is a woman? Oh, that was ridiculous.
That was. You're right. Hey, St. James, let's finish this up tomorrow or another day. I got to take this phone call because it's about the debate tonight.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, buddy. We'll have another conversation. Yes, Ashley, welcome to the program. How are you?
Good morning, Scott. I'm good. How are you?
Good. Well, give us an update on how things are going down there getting ready for the big debate tonight.
Everything's going great. I've had my third cup of coffee, so ready to roll.
Ooh. Like Ashley needs a third cup of coffee.
I don't need that much coffee, but it's going to be a long day and a wonderful evening. So we're getting excited. We've got our sponsorship tables set up and waiting for them to get here, start setting those up. And the stage looks great. We're ready for our candidates to get here and to have a great debate. It's going to be great for the constituents to get out and listen and to hear from candidates and before they make their decision on June 16th. So
how many tickets are left, Ashley? Are there some spots left available? People who just hear this?
Yes, there are some spots left. We are going to allow tickets to sell up until we start.
Okay.
So they can purchase those tickets at the door. I'd highly recommend if they have that link, it's on our website under events. Go under there and go ahead and get your ticket so you can get a better seat.
Okay.
But there will be some available at the door if they want to do that. There will be that option.
All right. What time do they need to get there?
Doors open at 4 o'clock, and our candidates will be down here and sponsor, so there'll be some meet and greet time, and then seating starts at 5, debate starts at 6 p.m.
All right. Well, Ashley, we appreciate it. Thanks
concessions.
Well, that was important. That was going to be big for me. Ashley, thank you very much. I hope y'all have a great time tonight.
You too. Thank you so much, Scott.
Hey, no worries. Yeah, y'all go down there and check it out and be safe, be good, and we're out of here till tomorrow. See y'all.
Alabama recovering politicians.